Hi, Alfonso here. Today I want to show you on Snapseed, a free editing app on your mobile that we use when we normally teach smartphone courses here in Australia. I have a portrait, a self-portrait that I did, and as you can tell, there's a little bit of work that needs to be done to enhance or get a better photo from it. So first thing I'm going to do is tap on the tools bar on the bottom right, and I'm going to crop the photo, which is the far top right on the first row. Now with the crop options here on the bottom left, I can choose whether to do what's known as a free crop, where I can do whatever I wish by pulling in from every side, or I can choose to stick to crop ratios if I wish, which I might do. So there we go. Maybe bring it in just a little tighter. And next thing I'm going to do is go to the appropriately named tool called Portrait, which is down the bottom here, second to the last row. And by default, you can see down the bottom here, there are three different options. So when you look at any submenu within the tool, you just put your finger gently on the image and you can scroll up and down to see the submenu. And by default, you can see it's already done something. So face spotlight, skin smoothing, and eye clarity. Who doesn't want that? Within reason, of course, because if you overdo things, they can look slightly unnatural or overcooked. But the default measures that are there at the moment are fine. Just have to double check that they're not overdone. So down the bottom here, you have different choices where you can isolate each one if you want. You can pick a combo of all three options for face, skin, and eye. And so I'll go with that. Tick the box. Next thing I'll do is go back into the tools bar, and down the bottom, second to the last row, the lens blur option just here. I'm going to use that just to make sure my face is in focus, but the background is slightly out of focus. So like the last tool, the portrait tool, you have the option to work in the submenu, and the blur strength is the amount of blurriness of the back. Transition is transitioning or gradually getting blurred in the background, and vignette is to darken the edges. I can probably darken the edges just a little bit more perhaps, and that should be fine. So if I put my finger on the image, you can see the before and after, slightly more enhanced and a blurred background. Last thing I'll do is I might just crop it in just a little more and tick the box for that. And also I can play with the different lens options. So between portrait and lens blur on the second to the last row at the bottom, there's a head pose option. Now I don't want to be changing this thing, which is strange, but if you look at the options here, you got pupil size, smile, and focal length. In the focal length option, I can actually make my face look a little bit slimmer just by playing with the focal length, or rounder. I might go with a slightly slimmer view. Cheating a little bit, of course, but hey, within reason, as long as it doesn't look unnatural there. All right, tick the box, have a look at that before and after. And last thing I might do is probably make this into black and white, just to have a look. Maybe not. I'll stick to color. Okay, so there you have it, the before and after. And on the top right here with the curve arrow, I can view my edits. I can check what they look like before and after. And so that's it. I've used the three tools: portrait tool, lens blur. I also use the crop tool, and sorry, I use the head pose for the different focal length as well.